So the important aspects of a content SEO essentially will be like what part of the content will be the content types. First and foremost, what all content you are doing? Are you doing a content related to an entertainment segment? Are you doing a content related to a sports segment? Are you doing hardcore news? Are you a fact checking platform? Are you a listing platform? Are you a medical related platform, legal platform, different genres? So multiple criteria defines what all different content types you do. First thing is defining your content nature, whether I'm in a sports website or say entertainment website. Even further drilling down on the content types, we should also talk about the further content presentation. So if suppose that I am a sports website, I can still talk about sports as in videos, sports as in imaginary articles, sports as in text format articles, so different formats. So content type, if I am an entertainment platform, am I talking about movie reviews? Am I talking about the profiles of actors? Am I talking about the news breaking across? So different content types is very important. As a publisher, you should freeze on that. You should define as a strategy, as an SEO, what is going to reach maximum to the machines and users in your content type. Second aspect of an content SEO is listing versus landing. So the aspect basically here I'm trying to point out is that are you focusing on a listing kind of platform where you talk about a lot of listings, or are you focusing on a landing platform more like a detailed landing pages? So the difference between listing and landing page in a layman language is a category is a listing page, a search is a listing page, a horoscope is a listing page. A landing page essentially is the detail page of that particular listing, the product description, a news article, a movie review, a restaurant detail. So anything, a food detail, a recipe detail, anything you do as in publishing content, a fact checking platform is a landing page. So when you're doing in content SEO, looking at content SEO, you should also look at what you are trying to do. Are you trying to optimize listing or a landing pages for an SEO outreach? Third foremost point comes as an heading, which is what defined a landing page or even for a listing page. Headlines. Headlines are H1s, or headlines are one of the key factors for what to show on the search engine for your content. So you need to keep a very, I'll get into details of each of these further while we move into webinar. But I'm listing down the important aspect. Second is after headlines, you should take care of paragraphs, the description, the messaging, the snippet, the excerpts of your story, what you're trying to tell. Then you also need to talk about the meta signals you are sending to different platforms. So, for example, I may want to tell a different style of my story on social media platform. I may want to use a different image, different video, different featured image, different caption for Twitter, different tagging for Facebook, depending on how the users on different platforms consume my content. So the meta is very important story, is important aspect of your story. Then obviously your story body is where you write the entire article, where you write the entire review, where you write the entire fact check. Keywords is essentially what you will be focusing on while writing that article. So in the SEO world, keyword are the most important thing people think, and that is right. Keywords essentially, I will get into details of how you should write a good keywords, but keywords is what drives your story. You are writing a story, you are writing a fact checking blog, you are writing a movie review because you are thinking of targeting certain keywords which audience would be searching on machines, basically search engines, maybe Google, Bing, or whatever it is. Then you should also look at the aspect of your content length, how big your content should be. Whether it should be small content, 300 words, 500 words, long format story. You should also look at your resources, media, essentially talking about are you using an image, multiple images, the image sizes, the image formats, the cropping of the image, the editing of the image. All those aspects are very important for an SEO. If I talk about number, 30% around traffic comes from a lot of image searches. So if you are having a good image, that may drive a lot of traffic to you. Then next part, what you need to look at as in content SEO aspect is attribution. When you are writing a content, understand that you are not the only contributor to that content. You might be fetching a lot of information from a lot of different sources. Attribute them. If you are having, say, a reference from wiki, attribute that article to wiki. If you are having authors doing, multiple authors doing your story, most important aspect to that is attribute your stories to authors, because that increases your credibility. I've seen a lot of publishers who doesn't want to attribute a lot of stories to authors, telling that their brand name is diminished. Bit differ from that. I feel that every story attribution should be given to an author, so that the credibility of your story and the ownership of a story is shared and is distributed. Last but not least, the webmaster. Webmaster essentially talks about how you have performed in SEO world. You should keep visiting webmaster, understand what is the information available in webmaster for you, how you can leverage that information to improve the previous keywords or previous things I've explained. Webmaster will give you a snapshot of what is happening, and you need to consider that and act accordingly.